Hello, everybody, and welcome to my pre-review for Yelawolf's new album, Ghetto Cowboy. This is something different I want to try. My name is Holden Stephan Roy, and I will be doing a full track-by-track album review for Yelawolf's new project, Ghetto Cowboy, in the conventional style those who are subscribed to the channel are, accustomed to, but one of the feedbacks we get a lot is, why don't you ever make shorter content? And so I thought it might be a fun experiment to give you my first thoughts on Yelawolf's Ghetto Cowboy album based on having listened to the whole thing once. I had a special privilege, you see. So here's what happened. I have a friend in the UK, and in the UK, midnight, when the album gets released, is 5 hours before my time. So I had the pleasure of going through a Skype call where I got to listen to the entire project, and I took down notes on each song. So it's not very detailed. This is not meant to be a grade. The purpose of this video is to express to y'all if I'm excited to delve into this project and give you my thoughts and opinions. So whenever possible, I'm going to try and release some content like this, although I might do it on a different channel. But mostly I want to know what you think about these quick summaries. Is this something that you would have interest in? If so, let me know, as always, in the comments. On that note, I want this to be a bit of a shorter video, so we're going to get into it. This is the first project he's dropped since leaving Shady Records, so it's the first solo release for Yelawolf on Slumerican over there, and it starts off with this track called Mama Wolf, which is a skit. So just so you know, it's 12 songs and 2 skits for this project, which is a pretty full length. I'm appreciating that album length and feel that I've been gone through it, because these days those short albums kind of kick in. Also, just before we do it, quick tangent, it's pouring rain in Montreal. It's like Halloween tonight, and these people pushed Halloween to the next day, so all the kids get to go trick-or-treating on November 1st. I want to know if your local place has ever done something like that, if that makes sense to you. Do you think people should tough it up? I know it's not related to Yelawolf, but it's local news, and I was curious. I digress. Album starts with Mama Wolf, the skit. And you kind of hear a lady talking. You get the appreciation. It's Yelawolf's mom, I'm assuming. And she kind of, hypes it up, just kind of describes some stuff. I'm going to get into it during the real review. And it kind of sets the album up nice, and it moves yourself into the first real song, Unnatural Born Killer. I mean, the skit ends with this powerful Ghetto Cowboy. Bang, starts in. The album picks up. Now, everybody's probably heard Unnatural Born Killer by now. It's been out. Everybody knows it got this crazy cool beat to it, and his flow is tricky. His use of timing is really impeccable. The chorus has this eerie, repetitious nature to it. The beat evolves in a bunch of ways to get you hooked. And absolutely, from the beginning, this album's going to have some substance to it, some flow to it. I'll be honest, I'm not too sure all about the bar-by-bar breakdown at this point, but I can tell you I'm excited to jump into Unnatural Born Killer, delve in and see what it's about, and it definitely got me engaged and interested. Moving into the next track, we have Obi Taylor. Whew, the whistly, smooth, laid-back beat is real nice. It's got this southern feel to it, and I kind of like the fact that you almost get this, authentic southern vibe to it. I don't know, maybe as a Montrealer I'm not the most with the most expertise on this, but I feel like he kind of brings this vibe into the project in a different way on Opie Taylor, but it still vibes. He has this singiness in the verses and the way he comes at it, which I find really intoxicating. It's one of my favorite parts of Yelawolf, and I thought it was really cool. Moving into that, we get Box Chevy 7, which is great because every album's got the Box Chevy. I was a big fan of Box Chevy 6. It's one of the tracks I've been bumping all year since I heard it. And I thought this came in and it was super wavy, has some crazy bass to it where you can kind of picture it bouncing in a car, but I found it so melodic and smooth, almost like a calmer, I almost feel like drugs are involved in the experience of this track and the way it comes in. I look forward to hitting it in, but you get the idea it's going to be about his car, his love for his car, and the lifestyle that entails, and I do think it is a cool contribution to the series of Box Chevy. Following that is Here I Am, another song. It kind of has to me a pop feel in a really good way. If it became a single, I wouldn't be 100% surprised. The hook is super beautiful. The flows on it are really fun. It's got a calmer guitar beat at the beginning, and then it just flips into this bass heavy griminess as it builds up a whole bunch of intensity in it. I thought that was also really fun. So far, let's say we're coming up about halfway. There's the first 5 songs, and we're given a very diverse set of palettes, which is something that in Trial by Fire I found was amazing about the album. It was really like it flowed in a way where you never really got bored and you never really knew what was coming next. And in this case, Still Riding comes next, and to me this is like the most pure hip-hop track on the album. And I know one of his goals was to create something that had a, like kind of having a feel where whether you're a rock person, you're into the southern stuff, whether you're into hip-hop, there'd be something on this project for you. And I definitely think Still Riding is something for the hip-hop heads. Even like the hook, like, or the chorus, he doesn't actually sing it like he does the other ones. He drops that rap style of a chorus that comes in. You get some scratching on this one. I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, there's probably beat nuances I missed on the other ones given like one listen, but still, this is still exciting to me at this point. Lightning comes in, and it brings some storminess, and I would say as far as beats go and experience of the song, this might be one of the more theatrical ones where you kind of get some storytelling elements to it. There's some talk back and forth, this creepy verse. The next verse is kind of like grandiose. There's a lot of 2-versers on this album. I guess that a lot of rappers have given up on the 3rd verse. I know there's like a whole conversation about whether or not your track should have 3 verses. But in this case, it seems a lot of 2-verse songs, but bigger hooks, full hooks. So I'm not complaining about that. I use hook and chorus interchangeably, whatever. So I really kind of dug the vibe of that. I thought it broke it up a bit. And then there's the track Renegades, and through looking into Renegades, I realized this song already existed. So I went back and I listened to the original Renegades, and the main difference between the 2 tracks is the sample that gets used in the intro and as like a bridge later on in the track. Otherwise, it's the same beat, the same overall feel, the same lyrics, so I'll give a lot more commentary on that, but I really think it fits the album. Again, it keeps it going, but more importantly, this whole hotel project dropped from Yelawolf in 2016, and I completely missed that's existence, so now I have to go look into that album. Let me know what you thought of that, or if you even knew it came out, or if you already liked Renegades and are excited to see what happens with it. Anyway, I liked it. It had like a good tone to it. Like you almost felt like, you know, the working man united with it, just because there's like one line about entrepreneurs that really hit me. Anyway, the next one is So Long. And this is got this like country-esque hook with this like intense confessional verses. The beat's really dynamic, and again, it has this like storytelling, but more from like a first-person feel to it. And I don't know, it got me kind of excited. Like it's all these beats keep changing up. There's a lot of guitar being used on this project, but done in different ways of using strings, different kinds of drum patterns, and different varying degrees of, let's say, pop glossy production mixed in so far. I'm going to say it's definitely more on the pop side than on the gritty underground side, but not in a bad way. In more of an authentic, like kind of like the way Eminem does with the super grandiosity, but like really calculated and done right. That's kind of more what I'm feeling from it. Following So Long As You and Me, it's got more of a guitar-y beat, more country. It's a super different, somber vibe, and it's got a lot of singing, kind of like a dedication to a lady of some kind. I might be off on the content. I haven't really delved in, like I said, but finally, the rap verse kicks in as like the second verse. It's like a longer one, and to me, that's like the saving grace of this song. I appreciate the country singy songs he does in the sense of them being talented, but they're totally not my favorite, totally not for me. So I'm kind of glad there's some rapping in it that I get to look forward to when I really sit there and delve into the track. Following that, we have a message from DJ Paul. And this is like a cosign from DJ Paul, spoken over like it was a phone call, like one of those voice recordings. And I always wonder if these are like authentic voicemails that are taken from the rapper, or if it's like recreated after the fact in a studio setting, given some effects. Either way, it's got some like banjoiness under it, like super country. And then DJ Paul is like hyping up the collaboration they did of a certain type of drum beat mixed with, you know, the guitar sounds, and he's just ready to go with it. And then we get Country Rich, which does feature DJ Paul. You assume this is the collaboration they were discussing. To me, this had this like ghetto white trash vibe. Like of the vibe, it made me picture stuff like Daddy's Lambo, like that white trash, that rich vision and stuff. So in the hook in this case, he's already rich, so it's kind of more, it's almost like to me like Daddy's Lambo mentality, but now he's got the money. That's my first impression of that, but I kind of like the vibe. DJ Paul is fun, aggressive, fresh, keeps it kicking in a nice way. I don't know, I like his voice. Ever since I heard that DJ Paul is a dog when you cannot trust, over on that I Stay High or Fly track from 3 6 Mafia. I don't know, I really dug it. And then there's Keep On Rolling. And this, to me, I took a little more notes here. It has a southern rock infused hip hop beat, but there are features here. So on the note of features, from what I can tell, there are only 2 tracks that really contain features. The one with DJ Paul just before, the little skit with DJ Paul, of course. But then there's Keep On Rolling, which has 2 rappers on it. Yeah, features Cub the Cook Up Boss on the first verse, Big Henry. Cub the Cook Up Boss's flow reminded me a little bit of one of the featured guesses on that Pitbull song where he's like, shake them, dice them, roll them. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but on that Pitbull song, the first guy's verse before Pitbull comes in, that's what Cub the Cook Up Boss's flow reminded me of. Big Henry came in, he was pretty smooth. I mean, this felt a little bit like a feature track, but then Yelawolf's verse was the most interesting to me on a first listen, and he actually brings up some stuff like how the country boys started getting into rap, but people don't really respect the culture and stuff, and I kind of like that. It made me excited to really delve into it and see what he had to say, so that might have been the first real socio-political bars that popped up on me. There were definitely some personal introspective bars on some of the other tracks like So Long and You and Me, but I hadn't really delved that deep yet. Either way, Keep On Rolling has a nice hook. His like chorus game is on point. He uses his ability to sing to great effect and whatnot. And then we flow into the last track on the album, which is called Ghetto Cowboy. And Ghetto Cowboy has a little like aggressive sound to it, like a slower pace thing. Every line ends with the word mother, and it just kind of like has like a impact to it. Like every single line is thought out to like slap you in the face in a particular way while painting the picture in the world of his Ghetto Cowboy. A slow, hard-hitting way to end the album with this crazy beautiful instrumental at the end featuring both guitar solos and violins and stuff, and then it just kind of flows out. It ends and you're like, damn, this is a pretty complete project. So on my first listen to it, now that we've gone through my little zip through track by track, I'm sitting here going, all right, so rule number 1 of great albums to me are the songs versatile. Do I want to keep listening? So the songs are versatile. I don't get the feeling that I'm going to get the same thing track to track. I feel like when I delve into each of these songs, I'm going to be able to come up with something different to say about each of them, whether it's the flow, whether it's the choice of words, whether it's the song content and subject matter, and I look forward to actually exploring that with more detail. The production is stellar on this. The mixing and all that's great. It sounds like a proper, polished, finished album. Because, you know, unfinished albums is a bit of a Kanye trend these days. And I like the fact that it's like 12 songs. I could live without maybe the skits, but the way Yelawolf introduces and uses the skits to me enhance the quality of the project and make it really interesting. So having only heard it once and basically waiting to get into the review for when I have access to it later on tonight, I'm pretty excited. I am excited to review Yelawolf's Ghetto Cowboy album. I think on a first listen, I like it more than what I heard in Trunk Music 3. It reminds me more of Trial by Fire. And don't get me wrong, Trunk Music 3 is absolutely a different kind of project. There are like 2 sides to Yelawolf. He's got that shit you play in your car and vibe to, which is I think more what a Trunk Music 3 is supposed to be. And he's got the more conceptual, fuller, story-driven album experiences, which you get from more of a Trial by Fire. And I think that's what we're getting over here on Ghetto Cowboy. So I look forward to hearing what you have to think about it. Stay on the watch for my reviews that will come out probably later on today after this first one, which is coming out, you know, as close to midnight as we can get this thing, you know, make it realistic. But, the other reviews will come out as soon as they're available, and I don't know, I look forward to seeing what you have to say going through this. Let me know what you think of this format, this quicker, concise thing. If you want to see more reviews like this, we can figure something out. Probably will be on a different channel, kind of, you know, attached to the podcasting, but just different that way. Myself and Chris and anyone else can do the same thing, and we don't like spam you all over here. On that note, quick special thanks to the patrons: Ismail Gadamsi, Chris Prado, Jonathan Barnes, DJ Black, Hurricane, Linda Williams, Coney Sparks, and they're dope. They helped us get a new camera, helped us get on the podcasting sites, are going to help us get a website when I get around to it, and all sorts of other good things. They also get to tell us what albums to review, so if you want to be cool like them, you can let us know as well, and join the Patreon and support us like that. And yeah, I dropped an album recently, so you can check that out on this channel, on Spotify, links below in the description for everything. Thank y'all for being a part of this. It really means the world, and I look forward to seeing what you have to think. Live long and prosper.